Hello one and all, welcome back to another RWBY discussion. I am the MaxN'Mate Trades. With me as always is...
Your only mate.
It is that guy, yes. And we are back. The holidays happened and they were a grand old time. But no episode came out. But then an episode did come out. Now we can talk about it.
At long last.
I'm good at intros. Anyway, Volume 7, Episode 9, As Above, So Below. What's gonna happen? Nobody knows, except us, because we watched it already, and now we're gonna talk about it. You got anything you want to say?
You could have made it rhymed if you said, but we watched a show after Nobody Knows.
Yes, well, I'm not good at stuff, so don't judge me.
No judgment here.
Okay, so I guess we're just gonna jump into this episode here.
I kind of want to brag about a little something that's slightly RWBY related.
Then you go ahead and do that.
I finally unlocked the RWBY skin in Smite!
I know, it only took you 7.5 years, but you done it.
Yeah. Also, the classic RWBY skin kind of seems like it is a possibility for me.
I mean, there is still, like, more than half of a month left, so...
20 days.
Yeah, so
I'm
maybe...
recording 20 days, and I can actually use the gems I've saved up to practically double my progress in the Battle Pass at the moment.
So, never say never.
So... possible?
I mean, it's better than what I've got. I haven't even gotten Yang yet. Anyway, doesn't matter.
To be fair, though, I don't find Yang in that game all that great.
Well, it's not Yang that's the problem. It's the character she's a skin of.
I know.
But that's besides the point. Very interesting conversation to be had about Smite, which I guess we never really even talked about that much. But, you know, it's okay.
Not really.
Yeah, it's a pretty good fun game, and you know what, the RWBY thing actually got me to play it, which, you know, was their plan. So ultimately, I'm gonna say it was a successful campaign.
Yeah.
So there you go. All right. Anything else, or are we into the episode?
Let's go into the episode.
All right. Power is off. Everything is cold. People are not okay with that. Fires, burden. Geppetto concerned.
Maria. There.
She exists aggressively. With her Wally eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, now we've cut to the boardroom once again. Everyone's still accusing Ironwood, as, you know, because why wouldn't everybody be, you know, against him at this point? Councilwoman What's-Her-Face, Councilman Chad are both being very accusatory.
Before anyone comments, actually, his name is... No, we're calling him Councilman Chad.
That's his name. He's Councilman Chad. He's Chad James. That's what he is. That's how it works.
And if we need to explain who that is, shame on you.
Yeah, that's your own damn fault, not my fault. Anyway, so things are still going pretty well for the bad guys, as is typically the norm with this sort of thing. But then a Faunus that looks a lot like a cross between Arthur from the cartoon and Peanut Butter Gamer walks into the room. And I don't know, that's just me. That's just me. Anyway, he comes in and he tells Jock the news, and by Jove, it ain't good news.
No, it is not. But then Councilman Chad is like, hey, you paying attention?
It's like, yes, I am.
Yeah, I agree.
In the most unconvincing way ever. It's glorious.
That's probably my favorite scene of Jacques, just the whole... yeah, I agree with everything you say. We're right. No further questions, please.
Just kind of glares. But then everyone's all like, yeah, alright, well, whatever. We are here to be mad about Ironwood and stuff now. We all know I've got some kind of weird-ass... Robin, I mean. Has some sort of weird-ass lie detector Simon Says light bright superpower. So, A, how about you tell the truth now, why don't you? But before Ironwood even gets the chance...
Here it comes.
Before he even gets the chance... Best scene in RWBY. Boom. It happens. Weiss kicking down doors. She doesn't give a damn. She has decided to mess with this whole thing. She's figured it all out. She knows about Watts, and she's got all of the video footage. She just throws that noise straight up on the table and is like, check this noise out. And Jacques just kind of sits there, incredibly sweatily and terrifyingly. And it is glorious.
I'm a little surprised he doesn't try to take the scroll away.
Well, that wouldn't be suspicious, would it? I mean, they already saw Arthur Watts before he would have even gotten the chance to. So, I mean, immediately if he did try to take it, everyone will be like, yo, whoa, hang on a second, that's important. What was that?
He wouldn't get far anyway, so...
Yeah, we'll get to that. But apparently, Arthur was supposed to be dead. He is most certainly not the dead. He is alive, he is evil, and he is causing some problems. So all of the secrets are revealed, and
I love seeing Jock squirm.
It's pretty glorious because he's a terrible person, and he's getting what he deserves. And the whole thing goes through. Eventually, they're like, all right, that's enough. Although, I do like everyone just kind of slowly sitting back down, like, dear God. Like, this was unforeseeable. Although, oh yeah, also, we did get to hear the, other part of the conversation that we, skipped past when this scene happened from our perspective. Basically, the terms and conditions of the agreement. And apparently, Jacques did not foresee this going horribly wrong. He is very stupid, as it turns out, I guess.
Well, because all he wanted was to win the election, that's it.
I get that, but at the same time, like, yeah, okay, sure, I'll give you access to literally everything. Guy I know is some sort of supreme ultra hacker. What could go wrong? Like, what is that?
Everything.
What on earth was he expecting exactly? I don't know. And obviously everyone freaks out about this, and it's pretty great because Jacques, really, his only defense is that was not real. Like, alright. Dust my hands of that. Nailed it.
I feel like there's a joke I could make to a political figure, but I'm not going to.
Exactly. Anyway, Councilman Chad's like, take your seat. And he's like, nope, I'm gonna run away. But surprise, fool! It's the armor. And then double surprise, fool. Remember that girl you abused? She don't give a damn anymore.
Actually, I just want to throw this out there. When he turns around and says Weiss, I'm not gonna lie. I just imagine him, like, begging Weiss, like, Weiss, please don't do this.
And then the armor slaps him. Except that doesn't happen. That would have been glorious. Instead, we get a much better thing with Jacques, you're under arrest. And as we bathe in the awesomeness of that scene. Can I do that? It's so cute. Oh my god. I don't know if you can, Weiss, but nobody's gonna stop you. You just keep on doing what you're doing, girl. I love it so much.
By the way, when you grow up some villain getting what they deserved, yeah, a little hilarious. Previous villain, I wanted to see suffer got what they deserved, and now you got to see a villain you wanted to see suffer get what they deserved.
Yeah, and honestly, this is the best possible fate for someone like Jacques. I don't want him to just be dead, because he's done a lot of really horrible things, and he needs to live with that fact, with his completely and utterly destroyed reputation forever.
Yeah. As for the other person, yeah, if he were arrested, it wouldn't have had that effect.
He'd probably just break out. Jacques is too much of a complete and total weenie to ever be able to get out. And even if he did, he'd never be able to do anything ever again.
Nah.
The only reason he had any semblance of power, is because of the name the family name he stole.
Yeah.
So, I mean, without any of that, he has no money, he has no power. He's just some weird-looking dude now.
Pretty much. Ooh,
So-
I hope Chuck's on his own moustache.
Which would be pretty great. So, we cut back, and everyone is just burning stuff. And it's pretty crazy, man. And they just... Yeah, I'm gonna throw this dust crystal inside this thing. That's gonna be a good idea.
Wow, good move, that guy.
That guy is definitely gonna set himself on fire. Anyway, so
Or
we
he goes off and he has no eyebrows.
It's true. So, well, we see Watts and Tyrion, and I guess they're up to no good. I don't know what specific no good... Yeah, that too. I don't know what specific no goodniks they are about to be up to, but it's gonna be not good, I can assure you that much.
Probably going to be murder.
Yeah, probably. That's kind of their whole thing at this point. Anyway, we cut back to the dining room, I guess. I keep calling it the boardroom, but whatever. Everyone is here that matters at this point. And it's time to interrogate the nerd, and it's glorious.
Actually, when we cut to this shot from over Jacques' shoulder and we see Ironwood with his arms crossed, you see a really good shot of Weiss's grandfather in his armor.
Yeah, no, that was definitely on... Yeah, that was on purpose. That had to have definitely been deliberate. Otherwise, why would... Like, That's the reason the artists put that in this room.
It has to be.
Was for this scene. It had to.
Also, I'm not gonna lie, Weiss's grandfather is a damn handsome man.
If you gotta say it, then you gotta say it. I'm just gonna say, I appreciate the fact that RWBY subscribes to the idea that Santa Claus in most fictional universes needs to be significantly more badass. And that's a badass Santa right there.
Yeah.
Huh. Does that make Weiss a Santa girl? Questions for another time. The point is, it's time to interrogate the big old nerd. And it's like, okay, so now we know some stuff, but now we need to know even more stuff. You want to take you want to take this from here? I've been talking a lot.
Yeah. So everyone gets a little notification on their scroll.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when we find out just how bad things are, because Yok went and gave access to everything to what? I keep getting their names confused. I'm scared I'm gonna say the wrong one.
It's okay.
Yeah, he was given enough power to lock out literally everyone.
Yeah, apparently. It's like I gave him the power to do everything, and then he decided, oh, well, I guess everyone else isn't allowed in anymore. I have no idea how this happened, or that he would do this, I guess, somehow, for some reason.
This totally wasn't preventable at all.
Yeah, talk about thinking in the short term.
Yeah. Also, Jacques told, oh, but I only intended to win the election, and Robin gets so mad.
Like, people died, man.
Yeah, people died because of you.
Also, important side note, when the scroll notification happens, and he just immediately flinches in fear. Like, he is a complete and utter coward.
Oh yeah, that.
I was like, but yeah, so it turns out the heat's been turned off entirely, and winter is done hearing about all this stuff, and that's when she says, no, everyone's been locked out. It's impossible. Can't do that.
Man, getting arrested by his youngest daughter, and now getting told off by his oldest daughter.
Yeah, well, that's what happens when you abuse people for so long.
Good day for the Schneegulls.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. I mean, sure, technically it's still a bad day, because a lot of bad stuff is happening, but man, at the same time, can you call it a complete loss? I can't.
Nah, not gonna I. Jacques is going to suffer, and that is good.
Ironwood is doing his best to hold it together. He is clearly having a bit of trouble, but he's keeping it together. He's keeping it together. Robin is piecing things together as well.
Yeah.
Granted, he's not exactly being subtle at the moment, but you know.
And Robin confesses that she knows about Amity.
Yeah. Damn it, Blake and Yang. You're lucky this just so coincidentally happened to work out in your favor. Otherwise, this would have been a bad call.
I mean, it didn't go wrong, so...
It didn't, but can you deny that it very easily could have?
It could have.
Okay.
Also, I kind of skipped over it, but I love when I was making a plan and Blake, so can we track what's down? I'll find out where they're hiding. They're still talking, and Robin's like, I'm still here, by the way.
Yeah. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot, you are a character. And then the rioters start beating up robots. It's a horrifying sight.
Yeah.
Actually, were those robots? Hang on, I have to check. Or were those actually, like, soldiers or something? No, those are robots. They just started beating up.
Yeah, they're just robots.
Okay. Robots don't get rights.
Unfortunately.
And then Mulan happens.
Yep.
Demonic Grim Elephants. Or mammoth.
Yeah.
Mammothine. I don't know what the plural of a mammoth is. I guess just mammoth.
Funny enough, when we saw that shot, I saw some people compare it to Mulan for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
And that got me a little scared for Ren. But...
he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine.
Currently, at least.
Yeah.
But yeah, a whole bunch of stuff is going down. Lots of Grimm are breaking in. I don't know where that hole in the wall came from, though. Do you?
I don't think so, but didn't they say, like, in a previous episode about needing patched up or something?
I don't know.
I feel like it might have been in the montage. I'll have to go back and check.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, actually, that might have just been something that they hadn't managed to fix up yet.
Mm.
But Robin finally actually manages to put the whole thing together. It's like, wait a second. You weren't keeping a secret because you're evil. You were keeping a secret because you want to protect literally everything everywhere. Huh. Crazy, am I right?
So crazy.
Like, it's like, oh, huh. So as it turns out, you're actually probably the good guy. That's I'm like, you could tell that was a plot twist she did not see coming. It's like, we knew Ironwood was in the right. She didn't, and she was also very adamant that there was no way he could have possibly been in the right.
And I was like, what?
I mean, you could argue, you know, whether or not the secrets were a good idea or not, but the point is, he always had the best interests of everyone else, you know, first and foremost.
Yeah.
That's the
And then
important
Clover comes back into the room.
And Grimm are freaking everywhere. And Ironwood is officially, very, very not okay with everything because, well, what do you know? The worst possible case scenario. It's happening!
Oh boy.
And, but, in... Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Ironwood gets all frustrated about everything that's happening. Understandably so, because it seems like it's going to become another beacon. No one wants that.
No one wants that.
But then... I'm kind of watching the episode as I'm going, so...
That's okay. So am I.
Oscar speaks to him, and apparently starts to sound a little bit like Osmond more.
Yeah, he's more so than
What's
before.
happening in this scene? I've got the sound off.
I have captions, my dude.
I forgot about that.
He's basically telling... Okay, sorry, I'll have to pick things up. He's basically telling Ironwood that, you know, now is probably the best time to tell the truth. Because, I mean, everything's basically gone completely belly up at this point. Might as well just let it all out. Let everybody know. And then Ruby's all like, yo, you know, you got our support. We got us all together. It's fine. Everything's good. So he's like, basically, hey, okay, Miss Hill, Councilman Sleet, Councilwoman Camilla. Okay, that's what their actual names are. It's like, hey, so, boy, do I have a fun story for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's some things you need to know about, and,
You see, once upon a time, there was this lady called Salem.
And boy howdy, did that not go well for people.
No, it did not.
It's like, hey, you ever hear that fairy tale, The Girl in the Tower? Well, funny story. That very girl is trying to end humanity.
Actually, wait, I don't think Ironwood knew that part yet. Or at least Crow didn't when he was in the vision, so I don't know if Ironwood...
Oh, yeah, I guess that's fair. You're right, he wouldn't know that entirely, but that's how I would do it. Anyway, so apparently, Ironwood actually... Because Yang asks about, you know, Watts and Tyrion. Ironwood apparently already has a plan for them, which I'm interested in.
Oh, he's gonna kick some ass.
Well, he's gonna.
Like,
everyone else has gotta do their job.
Like, with his tail, but then it's all... Please. And he rips off his shirt, and he's just that much cyborg.
Well, he is that much cyborg at this point. Also, so everyone runs out, they're gonna go save the day, and Neo.
Yeah.
Blatantly, obviously Neo.
I kind of want to bring this up beforehand.
Okay.
Ruby's all, hey, we got the power of friendship, let's go. And then they go.
And that's true. It's like, all right, protagonists, let's go save the world.
Yeah. And Neo spots them running outside. If you did not think that was Neo by the zoom in on the smirk, then I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. Anyway, everyone runs off, except for this. I have no idea how to even begin approaching this entire subject. Oscar and Ruby have themselves a conversation. Ultimately, they agree that, you know, we should really probably tell Ironwood about what we saw from Jin. And Oscar decides, hey, don't worry about it. I'm going to go do that. You go do your, you know, your huntress thing. And, you know, they fumble over their words a lot, talking over each other, and a lot of people interpret this as shipping.
I can see why.
I can see why, too. Also,
it's freaking adorable.
you know, see, that's the thing. That's my argument for the people who don't like this. But it cute, though.
Yeah.
Also, I don't want to be that guy. But you see those pillars behind them when they're talking?
Yeah. What about him?
Looks a lot like a rose garden.
Oh yeah.
I'm just
I didn't even think about that.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Anyways.
I mean, if we are going to talk about it, I just want to throw a quick 2 cents into this.
Yeah, go ahead.
There is a little theory we talked about before. We'll get to this later.
Mm-hmm.
Or I could just talk about it now if you want.
Hey, whatever, man. We got time.
Okay. So, we talked about this, how, the whole Ozpin being an Oscar's head thing.
Mm-hmm.
Admittedly, yes, in terms of, like, this pairing, that did weird me out.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I don't know. Just seemed weird.
At one point, for when there was an old man living in his brainscape, yeah, I can sort of see it. But at the same time, when you take into consideration this, go ahead.
Yeah, when you take into consideration stuff like this, you can kind of look past it. But also, we had this little theory on what else could happen with the whole Oscar Ozpin thing.
Yeah, basically, long and short of it is, what if the opposite happens? What if Oscar becomes the dominant personality instead of, I guess for lack of a better term, Ozma? Know what I mean? What if he does? What if Ozpin or Ozma or whatever ultimately decides, you know what? Maybe they've got a better handle on this than I've probably ever had. So you know what? Let's just let them do that thing, and instead, Oscar is basically just sort of a technical rebirth of the reincarnation cycle, I suppose.
Well, I don't know. It's either that or the one Ozpin like fuses with becomes a bit more dominant, and they just have like the memories and experience of Ozma.
Yeah, which that's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, I guess.
Now, once again, you told me this, and are you absolutely positive that RWBY and Oscar are only 2 years apart in age?
Yes, because when Oscar was first introduced, he was 14 years old, and at the time, RWBY was 16.
Okay, then. There you go.
So, yeah, and I'm going to throw this out there for those who are complaining about RWBY and Oscar being a thing because, oh, there's an age gap, it's weird. Yeah, just throwing this out there. White Rose has the exact same age gap.
Yeah, not a lot of people ever seem to bother to remember that Weiss, Yang, and Blake are 2 years older than RWBY is.
Yeah. Also, would it really matter when, like, RWBY's 30 and he's 28?
No, it really wouldn't.
Yeah, it wouldn't.
A 2-year age gap is literally the smallest amount of time between two people's ages that you can have while still mentioning it as a thing. It's like, it's not like they're a decade apart. Come on, people. It's not that weird.
No, if that were the case, I'd be weirded out by it.
In fact, this is so incredibly weird, unweird, that I don't remember when, but there was like a panel at some point where somebody from, I don't know, it might have even ended up being Miles or something, Miles Luna, who works on the show, basically says like that he was like, people apparently he heard that some people found the idea of Rose Garden to be creepy, and he was just deeply confused by that.
Yeah, well, they're confused by a lot of the things that the fans do with shipping.
As they should be, because they're weird.
Yeah, like, I've seen Erin say that she's seen people ship Blake with Adam, and she thinks that's just really gross.
No, it's horrifying. The point we're trying to get at here is the fan base is weird and not to be listened to.
Well, some of them. Others are okay.
Yeah, sometimes. Some garbage is okay. And before you rethink that sounds mean, I'm including us.
Let's be real, any fan base can have their, like, bad eggs.
That's true.
As the saying goes, it takes one bad apple to spoil the bushel.
I don't think they use the word bushel, but wait, whatever. Anyway,
Whatever.
this this scene is adorable. The fact, the closed captions, nervous laughter. I think that says a lot about it.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, I feel like it's safe to believe, and plus, with Meryl going, ugh, kids, and whatnot. I mean, well, first of all, to hell with you, you stupid dog man. Secondly...
Out there, he did that for Blake and Yang, too.
Fair. Yes, but yeah. It kind of all ties in together. I think it's very safe to assume that, at the very least, the writers were sort of intending people to get that sort of feeling from that interaction.
I mean, I certainly did.
I did, too.
And admittedly, this interaction, it definitely helps Rose Garden become my most preferred RWBY ship.
I mean, it makes them... so far, it makes the most sense logically.
I mean, out of the biggest three.
There are... yeah, that's true. I guess there really are only 3 for RWBY, and it's interesting that the character that technically she's had the least amount of interaction with seems like the most feasible, at least in my eyes.
Yeah, and for those who don't know, the big 3 are White Rose with her and Weiss, obviously, Rose Garden with her and Oscar, and Nuts and Dolts with her and Penny.
Oh. I completely forgot that one was even an option.
Wait, what did you think the third one was?
I thought it was Lancaster.
Oh, yeah, actually.
I completely forgot Nuts and Dolts was even a thing!
I forgot the other one was even a thing.
Well, then I think that bodes poorly for both, now doesn't it?
Kinda.
But, anyway, I don't really want to get into that any deeper into that line of conversation, because it just leads to places that I'm not a fan of. Everyone's on a big old fancy plane now, and it's cool.
Yep. And, well, sorry to even dive back into the shipping stuff.
We just escaped!
I'm sorry, it's the last thing, I swear.
Okay, fine.
So, Ren and Nora have their little handhold thing.
And again, I do have to wonder, what is Ren's deal?
Yeah.
He's been really weird these last few episodes.
Yeah, he has.
And I don't understand what is up. But, I mean, he reciprocates the hand-holding.
Yeah. Also, Blake and Yang have this little smile with each other, and during this scene, the song that was playing when Ren and Nora kissed is playing acoustically.
Yeah, well,
so
there you go.
I'm gonna just throw that out there.
I still don't get it.
Oh my god, Flying Grim!
I still don't get it, but whatever. If it happens, it happens. Point is, apparently, new Grimm. Oh wait, except not new Grimm time, because now we have people reacting to the fact that there is a primordial super god living around, and is plotting to end all life everywhere, and is in fact the source of the Grimm.
Yeah, while Ironwood is learning
that, yeah, I think his face says it all at the moment. Like, oh my god.
Apparently, some people are complaining, like, why didn't we see Oscar telling him? Here's the thing, though.
To save 20 seconds, I guess?
Yeah, but also, the audience already knows the information.
Yeah, so why repeat it? Unless the audience, unless it's information the audience doesn't know, there's no point to repeat it. Otherwise, you're just repeating. Otherwise, you're just repeating exposition. It's bad writing.
Yeah, I mean, the one time I would have been okay with stuff being repeated, like, for the sake of it, is like, this was my early speculation for Volume 6 that I would have loved to see. It was like, basically RWBY, Weiss, and Yang like recapping what we learned in Volume 5 and 4. Just a little bit when it comes to the Maidens in Salem. And then just there's the 3 of them. So that's the gist of it so far. And then it's just Blake's reaction.
Yeah. It's like, dear God, what? And yeah, it happened off screen because we don't need to see that stuff.
Yeah, but that's like the one time I would have been cool with it.
Yeah, fair. Because I mean, it would have led to a pretty funny joke at least. But it's a pretty large investment. Anyway, so Ironwood takes this whole thing way better than I thought he would. Admittedly, he is shaken. He is deeply... He sees a lot of problems with this, but I think the fact that he was eased into it really does help.
Yeah. Also,
the fact that
doesn't hurt Oscar in any way.
Yeah, so there you go.
So...
Was that something you were worried about?
Yeah. Because... Okay.
Well, I mean, I guess there was that instance with Crow, and technically Jean.
Yeah, punched him in the face, and then Jean threw him against the wall, okay?
Yeah, you know, in retrospect, I guess that wouldn't have been unexpected, would it?
Yeah, plus, Imagine that coming from a cyborg.
Ouch.
Yeah.
But
Oscar's been through enough, okay?
he has been through a lot. He is Farm Man. So anyway, we got ourselves some space pterodactyls. It's pretty great. Also, shout out to Weiss, who apparently has been in so many crashing planes at this point that she just kind of reflexively uses her glyphs to help stabilize things at all times now.
I didn't really notice that. I thought she was trying to summon the Queen Lancer at first.
No, she's keeping things stable with the monsters and everything. I can't see anything else she'd be doing. I don't see any glyphs. I don't see the glyphs, admittedly, but I also don't know what else she could possibly be doing. Also, Jean almost vomits, which is a nice callback.
It is.
He is always motion sick.
Yeah. And Blake and Yang almost get scratched.
No, they almost get freaking murdered.
I was trying to put it lightly, but okay. Yeah.
I mean, because the fact of the matter is, I mean, if that dude's toes can cut through solid, Elysian metal, I'm pretty sure that would have just completely yoinked some heads if they didn't happen to move out of the way just in time.
Probably. Yeah, I know. And then Clover decides, hey, I'm gonna show off how lucky I am.
Okay, but first, this is... I do have to say, this is kind of funny.
Opens the door with his back to the Grim. The Grim's about to murder him. He's not even reacting. And then a fireball comes out of nowhere and kills it.
Strange flex, but okay. And if I could just go back to
that... it's not fireball, it's just a piece of the plane.
Yeah, it was just a piece of the plane, which is still funny. If I could just go back very quickly, I saw this, like, tweet thread of someone live reacting to the episode.
Mm-hmm.
And their reaction to that moment when Blake and Yang almost get swiped... And someone just in all caps says, "Goddamn homophobic Grim bastards."
I think I saw that too.
And it was just like, okay, fine, that's pretty funny. It's like, what's wrong with these things? And it
they aim specifically for the gay ones.
And it was like, whatever. It's just, whatever. It was funny to me.
Oh wait, so would the Grim be homophobic or would it be Salem?
A little of both.
I
don't know how much the Grim actually are controlled by her and how much of them they do their own things. Anyway, landing strategy!
Everyone has one, so there's no need to worry about anyone.
Although I do appreciate that Yang always arms her gauntlets before she jumps out.
Yeah.
Just in the off chance that like she forgot to do so before. I don't know, just something fun. There's just something funny about that to me.
Then Harriet decides, now I'm gonna punch the windshield and jump out this way.
Because Harriet is the best Aesop's character.
I would argue Marrow.
I don't know what a Marrow is, but it sounds like the worst one.
But it's definitely between Harriet and Marrow for me.
Why Marrow? Marrow's a jerk.
He's funny.
He's a jerk.
Plus, I like how his tail wags when he sees Ruby and Penny.
That's fair. Anyway.
Plus that scene when he's all, hey, you two pair up a lot. You ever think about branching out more? They kill some Grim in front of him.
Epic combo move. Never mind.
Okay, yeah, that was cool.
Never mind. Anyway, and then we see Jacques go to prison, and it's glorious.
All I gotta say is, hey, don't drop the soap.
That's gross.
Or do. What do I care?
That's gross. You're gross.
Hey, you tried holding on to soap in the shower? It slips all over the place.
Disgusted! Disgusted with your jokes. You stop that. Anyway.
But Willow turns to Whitley, and he decides to run upstairs.
I was actually going to completely ignore him entirely. Because I don't care. But yeah, I was just going to move on to the fact that nobody asked any questions or was even remotely concerned with this random house staff member just walking out the front door, nobody approaching them in any capacity. I thought that was interesting.
Maybe they just assumed, like, oh, I guess our shift is over.
Yeah, I don't know, I guess. Anyway, totally unsuspicious house staff person goes over and, oh, it's Neo, and then there's Cinder, but then the episode ends.
It's Neo, I never would have seen that coming.
Oh, I don't understand the appeal.
Hey, he said it, not me.
It's like, whoa, Neo, we're all excited for some reason. No one ever sent me the memo to let me know why I care. Anyway, episode ends.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was a great episode. I liked this one.
Me too.
And not just because of the wife stuff, although admittedly it is a very large portion.
Yeah, I get with that. Like,
Because Weiss finally got to do something awesome, and it didn't even involve fighting.
Yeah.
She just got to, and I just feel really good about that, and I'm happy for her, and it's good times.
Yeah.
Now the Schnee family can actually start to recover. Admittedly, assuming that, Atlas doesn't, like, fall from the sky. Where I guess that's still possible.
It's still possible depending on who becomes the Winter Maiden.
Yeah, that's true.
Speaking of, Neo has some information for Cinder.
Yeah. Apparently Cinder was, like, looking for something specific, and I guess Neo figured something out.
Yeah. Although I will say she smirked when she saw Team RWBY.
Indeed.
So,
it's like, it's trying to make us think one or two things. Like, either it's either information about the Maiden or information about Team RWBY. Which one Cinder specifically is looking for, I do not know.
it could be both. Also, here's something I wondered. How the hell could Neo tell Cinder, like, yo, this is what I found out?
She could write it down.
Oh, yeah, true.
I mean...
I know, it's just one of those things where it's just like, it cuts away before Neo can give her the information. Like, what would that have looked like?
Yeah,
Just pulls out a notepad and pen.
I mean, it could be that, or maybe she was recording it on something, or something to that effect. She can hide cameras and stuff.
Her semblance is weird.
So, yeah, her semblance is weird. I still don't understand exactly how it works, but, there you go.
I think it's just meant to be illusions that everyone else sees.
I guess, instead of... So basically, her semblance is just Emerald, but better.
Pretty much.
Like, Emerald semblance, only... illusions that can only affect one person unless she's freaking the ever-loving hell out and passing out. So, like, Emerald not only has a limited scope of what she can do, she's also wildly incompetent at doing it, whereas Neo can just do whatever the hell she wants, and there's no drawbacks.
Sounds like it, and
So why? I asked you, why?
Also,
Did they
speaking of Neo,
ever bother bringing Emerald around to begin with? I don't understand it.
Speaking of Neo, there's a little something that I am admittedly a little worried about with the potential of what
He
could
thinks
happen.
she's gonna be the Winter Maid, and
Please don't let it be Neo.
that would be stupid.
Because I've seen people bring up, oh, maybe Ruby Chibi was foreshadowing it with this joke, and I'm just like, I really don't want that to happen again.
Anyway, how many episodes are left this season, anyway?
This was chapter 9 or 10, wasn't it?
It was 9.
Okay, so we have 3 left. Wait, no, hold on. 10, 11, 12, 13. 4 left.
4 left? 13 episodes? That's it? Damn. Wonder what could happen.
Yeah.
That's simultaneously more than I would have expected for this point, and less than I would have hoped.
Yeah,
like,
I mean...
Like, what could fill the next 4 episodes, I wonder?
Well, I don't know. Who could become the next Winter Maiden?
I mean, that's important, yeah, but, like, that's an episode. And then there's, like, lots of cool fight in. That'd be a second episode. Then I guess you do need to figure out, you need to... like, specifically, I guess you need to also tie up any, like, loose threads when it comes to Watts and Tyrion, and now Cinder and Neo.
Yeah,
So
plus you gotta...
So technically those 4 things. 4 episodes, I guess.
And of course you gotta have something that leaves a cliffhanger for Volume 8.
That's true, but even like, at their most dour, almost all season finales basically end with things having basically ended for as far as, like, the current conflict is concerned.
Yeah.
So one way or another, whether it's the good guys or the bad guys winning, generally when a season ends, it whatever major conflict that's happening, is done.
I mean, if anything, I just hope we don't, like, leave Atlas this soon.
That would be a shame, because we spent a lot of time in that one house, didn't we?
Yeah.
Wonder whatever happened to that house. You think it's doing okay?
I don't know.
They should do a cutaway. I want to know if that house is okay. A lot of stuff happened in that house. It was a good house.
Hey, who knows? Maybe, like, I don't know, when the story's all wrapped up and we see what the characters are doing now, maybe one or two of them live there.
That would be nifty. That house deserves a happy ending. That house is a character, damn it.
All the characters, well, the good ones deserve a happy ending.
Yeah, that's true. The villains need to all explode.
Hmm.
Anyway, I don't entirely know. I mean, basically that's the long and short of what's to be expected in the next few episodes. I don't actually know which one we're going to be approaching first. I don't know what the writers would consider to be, you know, the most important to say for last. I guess the maiden stuff, I think.
Talking of, there's a little prediction I have for the next couple episodes.
Winter dies!
Well, I was going to say Winter goes to, you know, make sure that Freya's okay.
And she dies!
But then who do the powers go to? Do they go to Winter? Do Cinder and Neo show up and screw things up there?
I mean, it's possible. But at the same time, I feel like they can't just give the powers to frickin' Neo, of all people.
Please don't.
Well, so it just doesn't... I don't know. Then now we've got, like, a double maiden evil team? Like, that just seems dumb.
Mm. The only other option is, I don't know, Cinder gets it. Like, if it were going to go to a villain.
Yeah, that's even worse. Because then she just gets double maiden powers. And how are you supposed to realistically be able to beat that? Frickin' Raven failed.
I don't know,
and she was a maiden, so it's like... yeah, I guess, but that'd be weird.
I did see in the companion book, apparently one of Salem's goals is to absorb all of the maiden powers.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, so Cinder's dead no matter what she does.
Oh, damn, yeah, and you know what, never mind. Maybe Cinder will end up getting all of them and then just get wrung out like a sponge. Jesus.
Oh.
Oh my god, I hadn't even considered that possibility. You know what? I don't want it to be that, but it would be pretty great. I just feel like Cinder gaining all of the maiden powers ultimately and then just getting them all absorbed all up into Salem and what have you. I feel like that would just be kind of a waste of such awesome, cool powers.
Yeah, but then we would see them in Salem.
Yeah, so I want to see a hero use them.
Well, if it's going to be a hero using all four of them at once, it's going to be RWBY.
Well, yeah, but that's also not what I was asking. Look, I don't care if people think it's stupid or hokey. I like the idea of Team RWBY being the maidens because that's just cool.
Hmm.
Only thing is, it would be weird because you'd have to do it one at a time. And basically, if one of them gets the powers, then obviously the other three are going to at some point. So I don't know how you would write that in a way that's emotionally compelling. But I don't know. They could probably find a way.
Yeah, probably. Then there's the question, like, when the story's all said and done, are they still together? Because if they're the four maidens, wouldn't they have to separate?
Why would they have to do that?
Because each maiden has to protect a certain relic.
If Salem is gone, I don't think it matters.
True. Plus, if...
aren't they protecting the relic from Salem?
Oh, and plus, if the gods come back by the end and...
Then it implies that that's the case, yes.
And then give magic back to the world, then it won't matter.
Yeah, so... Ta-da. I feel like if... I take back
what I said.
Yeah, if the main girls become the maidens, ultimately they're going to... I mean, I feel like this isn't the type of show that's going to end with all the good guys dying and losing in the end. So I feel like it's pretty safe to assume Salem is going to end up losing and being destroyed or contained or something. The gods are going to show back up, and RWBY's going to be all like, friendship, yo. And they're like, damn, that's a lot of friendship. And then, you know, not destroy everyone, and everyone's happy.
Oh my god, it'd be like the ending of Persona 4.
I mean, you're not wrong. And I'm okay with that. Because that was a good ending, and the way I said it really undersells how good of an ending that kind of thing is.
We're talking about, like, the true ending.
Yeah, the true ending. Yeah, but the long story short is, screw you, God, friendship. And the God is just like, damn! That's a whole lot of friendship. I can't deal with that. I'm out.
Yep, and it is glorious.
It is. It's very great. So, I don't know. Weiss Maiden Powers. It's still possible.
And then eventually, I don't know, what would be the order after Weiss?
I mean, I would guess, if I had to guess, as it stands right now, I think if all 4 girls were to get Maiden Powers, it would be Weiss, Blake, Yang, then RWBY.
I was gonna guess that exact one at the exact order.
That's just my guess. If that were a thing to happen, that's the order that I think they would go with.
Yeah, well, I mean, if Weiss is the first one, she's obviously gonna get the Winter Maiden powers.
Yeah.
Yang's mother is the Spring Maiden, so there you go. And obviously Vacuo is the last one we have to go to. That's where the Summer Maiden is. And considering RWBY's likely going to get the full Maiden powers from Cinder, then Blake kind of has to get the Summer Maiden.
Yeah, so there you go. Not exactly what people, I figure most people would have assumed from Blake and Yang, but I mean, whatever. Powers are powers. It's mostly just a title. They all get the same general power set.
Yeah.
It's not like the Winter Maiden gets ice power specifically.
Nah, all the maidens...
At least as far as we know. I'm just saying, we saw a fight between the Spring and Fall Maidens, and they basically had the same powers.
Yeah.
It just seems like Maiden powers is just a buttload of magic, basically.
Mm-hmm.
Plus lets them fly, so that's dope.
Yeah, and control elements.
All that good stuff.
And summon lightning.
Zap.
I'm talking about when we saw Amber, the full maiden.
Yeah, I remember her. She's dead. That's unfortunate.
Yeah. She is.
Anything else to say, or are we good?
I don't know. I think we might be good.
All right, then. We did good. I like this was a good episode.
How much time do you have left?
I mean, I've got half an hour.
Oh, well, is there anything else RWBY related we could talk about?
I haven't the slightest. That's why I was asking you.
Oh. I don't know, we brought up earlier. Maybe we could actually talk about Smite a little bit.
Yeah, okay, sure.
How we feel about him.
Yeah, sure. Why not? Bonus discussion. Smite.
I guess.
I guess very quickly, just to make sure everyone's in the same boat at this point. I mean, episode's discussion is over. Now we're just talking about general RWBY stuff.
Yeah, just anything.
Yeah. So basically, there's a game. It's called Smite, and basically this thing is it's just online, and you pick up like a god. You could be like, you know, gods from pretty much all pantheons, basically. And yeah, and you fight in like a coliseum. There's another mode or something. That's the one I played anyway.
Oh, there are multiple modes.
Yeah, and there was a big RWBY event. It's still technically ongoing as of recording this. It's still going on for about another 20 days, where basically the RWBY girls are all put in the game, not as their own characters, but as basically full body costumes for pre-existing characters.
Yep, and those gods are Thanatos, Freya, Amaterasu, and Terra.
Yes, and the RWBY girls, you slide those in. Basically, you know, RWBY is Thanatos, etc., etc., etc.
Yeah.
And basically, I can only assume they just kind of went with the characters that had abilities most similar to what the characters in the show could do.
Well, I can't think of any other gods in that game who use a scythe.
See, that's sort of the thing. So, you know, got a death Thanatos. You know, whatever. We just... Because Thanatos is like this ominous, like, skeletal demon man. But...
With wings.
Yeah, with wings, and then just slap a RWBY skin on it, and now it's just it's an adorable anime girl. And that's funny to me. Because that's also, I think, the only character that basically changes gender for their costume. The other three are...
Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, whereas Freya, Amaterasu, and Terra are already female gods. But there's a few funny things, like how the fact that basically RWBY and Blake can fly now because of these costumes, basically. Because they didn't, like, redo the walking animations, because, like, because Thanatos and Amaterasu float around as their default movement option. And they're like, that's fine. Although they did completely pretty much from the ground up rework all of Freya's animations for Weiss, because
Yeah, well, I like that detail.
and I like that too, because the thing is, even with like Amaterasu, like sure Blake is floating around, but like the sword motions and everything, they fit Blake without having to change anything. Freya is basically like a god of the Valkyries, and she moves and fights like a brute, basically.
Yeah, so you have to change that up for Weiss.
So they redid like all the animations so that Weiss is actually using more, graceful motions and everything. And I appreciate that, because it would have looked really weird for Weiss to be doing that, considering, one of her big memes is perfect form and whatnot.
Which, of course, she references in just voice lines or announcer pack.
Which, again, is important to say, because all of the characters, they're not just costumes, they also have full voice packs too. In fact, they also, not only do they get full voice packs for the characters, they also have full announcer packs for all the characters.
Yeah, so even if you don't want to play as them, you can still have them commentate over your match.
Yeah. And it's pretty great, actually. I've only unlocked the Blake and Yang ones, but they're good. And I assume the Weiss and RWBY ones are also pretty great.
Yeah, they have some great lines. Like, from Weiss, if you get killed, one of the things that she can say is, "I don't understand, you had perfect form."
And it's pretty funny, because, like, you get a kill, and she's like, "I'm not that impressed." But then, like, once you finally get to, like, a 15 kill streak, she'll finally say, "Okay, I'm impressed." Like, it takes so much.
Yeah.
Yang is mostly a lot of haha funny jokes.
Yeah. Like, when you get a double kill, she'll say, "Thanks, they both kept staring at my gauntlets."
Rude. But yeah, so it's stuff like that, and it's really neat. And I think for what it's worth, the models I think look really great.
Also, I want to touch on my favorite line in Blake's announcer pack.
Very well.
After you do some great stuff, Blake will say, "Let's celebrate with some tuna."
She says it so happily. He's like, "Let's celebrate with
I
some
know!
tuna." It's like, oh my god. She's just so happy about the idea of fish. So,
She does like fish.
She does love fish a lot. But basically, like the characters in the announcer packs are basically just full of in-jokes and references, and it's appreciated.
Yeah. And there's even one I know you'll find funny from RWBY's announcer pack.
What's that?
If one of your teammates gets killed, one of the lines that she can say is, "I think one of your teammates just exploded."
Yeah, that's unfortunate. Good times. I had a lot of fun playing the game, and I still want to try to unlock everything. I still have some time left, so.
There is one time when I was playing with the Weiss announcer pack, and there was a little something I was like, "Oh, thanks, Weiss."
What?
I was on a great kill streak, and then someone killed me, so I got shut down. And that triggered Weiss's line, "Finally! That person was annoying!"
It's funny because you is. If there's one thing I could say about Smite that I would really appreciate it, I would like if the announcers didn't announce use the good job lines on the people that are fighting you. Because I know for a fact you can do it, so like it's weird because it's like there's a tonal clash, because it's like at one at first the announcer is complimenting things that you've done, and then all of a sudden like it's saying it's like and now the enemies are like, oh, it's like quadruple kill, look at them being awesome, and it's like, oh, but why? That's so demoralizing.
Yeah, wrong side, girls, okay?
Because it's like Yang will go back and forth from like, if you lose and need to respawn, she'll be like, "It's okay, just take a minute, catch your breath." And then like the very next you die again, and all of a sudden she's saying a positive voice line for the person that killed you. And it's like, conflicting messages. Whose side are you on, woman?
There's one voice line that comes up that it just is kind of heartbreaking.
What's it?
It's when I'm playing as Blake and I get killed.
Oh, right.
One of the voice line is, "But I promised I wouldn't leave."
Yeah, it's really disturbing, because all of the other voice lines for, like, losing and having to respawn and everything really don't overtly imply death. But the way that line is delivered really makes it sound like she's dying.
And then there's that callback, it's just...
like, god damn, man, that is dark for 3 different reasons.
There is one from Yang that still confuses me, though.
What's that?
Well, because one of the gods in the game is Sun Wukong.
Wukong, right. And for some reason, she takes umbrage to that.
Yeah, like, I haven't heard it myself, just because I haven't gone up against the Sun Wukong yet, like, as Yang.
There's like about 100 damn playable characters in here. It's hard to run up against a specific one.
Oh, yeah. But one of the voice lines that Yang can have upon interacting with a Sun Wukong is, "Ugh, not you again. Where's your team?"
Yeah, it's weird, because, like, as far as I know, Yang never had anything against Sun. The only thing I can possibly imagine is it's just a reference to the shipping wars that they're both involved in, but other than that, I don't really understand it.
I mean, maybe, but then why wasn't there, like, a weird reference to Neptune? Because isn't... Oh, wait, no, it's Poseidon, not Neptune.
Yeah, there's no... Neptune's not in the game, it's just Poseidon.
But then again, aren't they kind of the same god?
Yes and no. For all intents and purposes, they are, but technically, no. You ever see that? Do you ever see that meme? Yes, but actually, no.
I don't think I did. I was thinking of
Disc Golf Stud.
Aquaman Namor Death Battle when it was like, Aquaman has the Trident of Poseidon and the Trident of Neptune.
Yeah, I know.
Aren't they the same thing, though?
Yeah, technically, but also technically not. It's convoluted, and I don't want to get into it. But the point is, there you go.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's your bonus conversation for you, and boom, basically,
Oh,
hour-long video. We did it.
And as someone who has played as all 4 of the girls in Smite,
he's a wishy-washy loser face who can't even rate the 4 of them properly and puts 2 and 3 in a tie.
I'm just gonna admit, I enjoyed playing as Yang, like, the least of them. I don't know what it is, it's just I can't get it. I don't know, like, Yang is just the weirdest one for me.
I wouldn't know, haven't played as him yet.
Both Weiss and RWBY I really enjoy, but I just find it harder to actually, like, think of who I prefer.
Well, do it. Do it right now. Do it. Who's second? Who's third? Just do it. Just do it.
I mean, RWBY has the physical attacks, which admittedly I do prefer over magical ones, but I like a lot of Weiss' abilities, and also RWBY's kind of chip away your health a little bit when you use them. But then again, since you can equip Lifesteal, that's not really that big of a deal in the long run.
Come on. Pick.
Weiss has the best victory screen.
Pick, you coward. Pick.
Do
it!
I don't know if I can pick, it's too hard.
Disgusting. Fine, I'll pick for you. He thinks RWBY is second and Weiss is third. There.
I thought you'd have gone the opposite, but
I'm not going to inject my bias into your list.
And Blake is my favorite to play as.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, yeah, but also
convenient.
Well, plus I find her abilities like the most versatile. Like, she has a handy self-heal that really helps. She has a dash that's helpful for getting away or perhaps attacking an enemy that's trying to run away. Plus her ultimate can stun people.
Yeah, well, Weiss has the ability to very briefly inconvenience opponents for half a second.
That can help you if you're running away.
Yeah, if you aim it properly, in which case you never will. I digress. Good times. I make fun, but it is a fun game. I like it.
Yeah, honestly, it just comes down to, like, your play style. Really.
Yeah, I guess it depends on what you like best. Anyway.
Yeah.
So I guess that's gonna be the video for today. Hope you guys all super well enjoyed that nonsense. It kind of got a little rambly there, but you know what? Sometimes that's what happens. Yep. And we're still bad at outros.
Pretty much. Bye.
Bye.